Thank you, everybody, for sticking around for this. I'm going along here. So I'm. Did you know there are 80,000 unpowered dams in the United States and over 300,000 old watermill sites in Europe, and millions of more other man-made structures around the world with gigawatts of power flowing through these actual concrete structures every day. Hello, everybody. My name is Michael Carroll. I'm the CEO and founder of the Helios Altas Corp, and I'm here to tell you about our company. We make complete hydroelectric systems for grid-tied and off-grid applications. There. Why isn't this happening? Not moving. There we go. So there's a massive potential for this market. There's terawatts of untapped renewable energy that's lost every year. This is, let me see a map of the globe. The Earth contains 300,000 square miles of rivers, streams, and canals. As you can see, around the tropical areas where the colors are darker, that's where most of the water, a lot of the water is flowing. There are 94 million people in the world that do not have electricity. 13% of those people, that's 13% of the people of the world. And over 90% of those people live in these tropical regions where this water flows. In these areas, and generally an off-grid, typically the cost for power, LCOE, is around 50 cents per kilowatt hour and up. Our Helios microgrid, we start at 40 cents, and that's with a smaller system at 500 watts. Typically those 50 cent systems are 15 kilowatts, 10 kilowatts and more, and we can go down to 15 cents or less for a full microgrid system. In the US, putting power in or power pole in typically costs around $20,000 and up. Actually, our customer, Nevada Irrigation District, has bought 3 of our units. Each one of those locations, we saved them $90,000, which PG&E was going to charge them to put a power pole in. Our customer, Utica Water District in Angels Camp, they say they were going to get charged $35,000 to put a power pole in that was a little closer. So we have direct examples of how we've saved our customers already a lot of money. We turn running water into power. This is a little video of a wheel. This is in Auburn, or was in Auburn. We had a demonstration project running there. As you can see, there's no civil works required. This is the first truly modular and scalable hydro system. It's easy to install, extremely versatile. It is more efficient than wind and solar. We believe it has the lowest environmental footprint of any renewable system. We've patented the non-blocking technology that allows for full aquatic passage and debris passage with no environmental impacts. We have over 100,000 hours of operation with our units, and we work on a size range of 40 watts up to about 10 kilowatts. Just gonna stop that. Just looking at this real quick, this actually was on Facebook. This was a little article we put up. This is actually on a village we did in the Philippines. You can watch this on YouTube or here, but just to give you an idea, this video, we got 73,000 engagements over a 4-day ad for about $60. So there's a lot of interest. This was focused in Southeast Asia. That village was a 2.5 kilowatt system, and we powered up 12 houses. We also pumped water up to the village, so they didn't have to carry water anymore. It was an amazing project. Getting pictures of kids doing homework under our lights. It was an unbelievably rewarding demonstration project. Our systems, we've got hydro farms, and the idea there being you can combine multiple units in series or in parallel. The systems can start small and grow larger as demand increases. This is particularly good for remote villages, remote places, and it allows for a lower upfront cost. Our microgrids are the lowest cost microgrids in the world when a water resource is available. We really cannot be competed with. They're designed for off-grid. We can also do grid-tied configurations for backup power and energy efficiency. Our systems can also be set up for future grid connectability, which our customers in the Philippines are asking us to do for some of the projects we have going forward there. Our systems are both obviously easily integrate with solar, wind, or batteries. And again, our microgrid systems can be anywhere from 40 to 80% less lower LCOE than other systems, including solar, batteries, and diesel. This is the Helios Power Wheel. This is sort of an easier version for you to see. We require only 15 centimeters of water depth and 1 meter per second of water flow to produce power. Our main competitors are looking more like a meter to a meter, typically 1.5 meters or more, and because they're typically submerged. And they usually use a water flow of 2 meters per second or quicker to produce sort of a similarly rated power. In terms of efficiencies with hydrokinetic systems, they're typically around 35 to 40% efficient. When we can install this in a tight flow, we've patented this system. We have a wing blade design, which actually is not shown here. We're keeping that secret still. We can get 70% improvements or 70% efficiency out of our generators and out of our systems. Also, we can generate 3 times the energy of similarly sized wind and solar systems. And each unit obviously provides 24-hour, 7 days a week baseload power, which is also different for renewable energy. The system is suspended on a pendulum, so it can move up and down with changes in water flow. Some of our customers have already hooked on just a winch to raise and lower the wheel off of the arm there. We've already designed a system where we can manually or automatically do that remotely with a little motor. We've developed our own proprietary gearless generator that we are going to be manufacturing with our partner. What's unique about that is that we work at very slow, much slower speeds than normal. Our typical operation range is 20 to 40 RPM. And we do not use any gears. Our earlier units did. We've engineered those out, and really we've built this for long term. So this is designed to last 25 to 30 years plus. With the synchronous generator, we essentially engineered out all the maintenance. There's literally 4 bearings that move, and that's it with the system. Virtually maintenance free. Our power electronics communication, we're working with Siemens on that. We've got a whole IoT system we're building out with them right now, so we can remotely monitor this and control this. With that winch, we'll be able to actually raise and lower the unit remotely, so we can actually optimize it for different water flows, water flow levels. We have sensors on the system, so we can see if there's any water increase upstream or any issues. It'll automatically lift the unit out. We've also have sensors built within the system, so we can measure for temperature, wear, and long-term maintenance issues. So if there is a problem, we can actually call somebody in if we see anything out of normal parameters. The other part we've built into this is water monitoring. Water is the most valuable resource in the world. We are going to be putting a water monitoring system all around the world. So we'll be collecting data on all of that. So that is a whole nother business that is right now about an $18 billion business for environmental monitoring. That's something that we think we can tap into as well. I do have a few announcements to make since we're on and talking about this. We have just been informed from Siemens that we are going to be officially one of their partners. So we'll have our logo within the next month, Helios Altas, powered by Siemens. They're making a non-equity investment of $200,000 into engineering, and we've already earmarked where that's going for the services and things we need there. Also, our partner Hunting Energy, who's our manufacturing partner, they have 2 full-time engineers working on our project, plus 3 other engineers working part-time. They've committed to funding manufacturing our first 25 units, which we expect to have ready at the end of next quarter, beginning of the first quarter. Followed on with, we're expecting to produce another 150 units in the second half of next year. And also, we've just been awarded a grant from the Asian Development Bank in the Philippines for $207,000. And this is to scale up the microgrid system. The first system in the Philippines was a 2.5 kilowatt system. This is going to be a 15 kilowatt system, so a much larger system. And just on a one-off, the cost per kilowatt hour we've calculated out for this is around 16 cents for an off-grid microgrid, which is incredible. They're extremely excited about it, and they've already talked about how we can finance doing more of these if this is successful. Other highlights are the partners. We're working with Henkel. We have some good connections there, particularly some parts around the generator that they're working with on some proprietary atoms. Wesco is Siemens' distribution partner for North America. They've now connected us with them. We have champions within the company. We are looking to expand our relationship with them in a large way as well. They want to create a large marketing program around our company. And also they were talking to them about being a distribution terminal for us. They have 500 offices, which would just kind of feeding into them would quadruple our expectations. We can get that one moving, and there's a few different things like that coming along. These are our distribution partners in different countries we're working in. They're all top-notch in their countries. One Renewable in the Philippines is one of the largest installers of solar electricity. They all have large staff to work and provide our needs in the different countries that we're in. I can get more into that later on. I won't talk further. Our business, our model is the working through our distribution partners, purchasing units from us for their local markets. They'll oversee installations and installations for larger projects. We're going to be putting tutorials together for smaller installations for people, and then also providing local servicing and services. We have maintained the rights to be involved in higher ROI projects. There are some high-speed channels, things like that, where we can get greater than 50% IRR on projects. So we wanted to be able to get involved in those when those are available. Competition, our only real competitors are in the grid-tied market in this area, and that's Emery out of Atlanta and Smart Hydro out of Germany. Again, both of those are submerged systems. They get caught up in material. They need much deeper water flows to work with. A lot of the other players out there are either kind of smaller toys, or you're looking at much larger systems where you're getting into civil works, a large fall, things that we really won't compete with. And the other ones are typically solar, wind, and diesel generators in these remote places. And our team, our senior leadership has done this before. I've done this with 2 other projects myself. Maury Hauschman, our COO, has done this as well. He had his own company. He was actually making microgrids before microgrids were popular. And he did some huge projects, sold that business and started ours. We were actually able to shut down that business. So we were actually able to bring all that technology over to Helios. That was essentially an acquisition that we had. Our lead engineer on the design of our wheels, and his background, he has more operating water wheels installed in the world than anybody else. Our engineers build and design 100 to 200 megawatt solar farms. And our lead marketing people, who we've just brought on, Ward is, he has about 4 different companies he's consulting for who have revenues anywhere from $5 to $40 million that he's built up. And his plan is, once we get this funding, is to transition over to us full time. So this is our plan, which allows Helios Altas to deliver affordable, scalable microhydro solutions capable of meeting domestic and global demands. So the opportunity, right now we're looking at revenues of 4.2 million for next year. And we see that ramping up to about 94 million by 2025. Net income of 1.8 and getting up to 25 and a half. We'd like to be profitable around probably the second half of or end of 2022. And a lot of that just has to do with growth and covering the funds of building new units to get them out there. The funds will be used, we're looking to raise $5 million. The funds will be used to hiring more sales support team and expand our engineering team. And then supporting the launch of our steelhead and walleye units, which is a 500 watt unit and a 1 kilowatt unit, which would be the first ones going out. And then engineering the scale up of our Wahoo units. That is actually, we've got that designed, and we're building that unit for that grant we talked about. So we're looking at roughly 15 million pre-money valuation and a likely exit in 2024 or so, potentially later. And we're already working with customers and partners who would be those people that would potentially buy us out. So thank you very much. Yeah, let me know if you have any questions. Happy to answer them.